Good afternoon, traveler. Today we're going to talk about the importance of having a relationship with your house spirit. It is the most important spirit, except for the spirit that resides within you, to have a relationship with. And the reason why is your home should be your fortress, your place of protection, your place where you can go to feel relaxed, or a place you can study without the fear of negative spirits interfering. It should be home and castle and everything all rolled up in one. Now, how do you form a relationship with the house spirit? Well, it starts off very simply. The first thing is in cleaning it. Because as you clean your house, you're letting it know that it's important to you. The second thing is that you should, if you don't have a name for your house, you should give your house a name. Because you see, in working with spirits, it's just like working with another person. They like to have their name called. They like to be spoken to. And so when you're cleaning your house, you need to be speaking to the spirits of the house. Now, the thing that makes things a little different is you have one overall house spirit, but you also have a spirit of place or a spirit of outside the land. We'll discuss that spirit later. But then inside of your house spirit is composed of the number of spirits of rooms you have. So you'll have a kitchen spirit, a bathroom spirit, a bedroom spirit, and so on, a study spirit. Any of the rooms that you have in your house, each also has its own spirit. And these spirits put together and collectively equal your house spirit. Okay, not only do you need to talk to your house spirit, because you might say he's like the, or she is like the overall spirit of the inside. You want to talk to each spirit of the room too. So like when you're cleaning your kitchen, talk to the kitchen spirit. You don't have to necessarily give them all names. You could just call them by title: kitchen spirit, house spirit, etc. For me, I like giving the house spirit a name and then considering each of the spirits kind of a part of her. So then I just call them by like their title, room or bathroom or something like that. So you want to keep your house clean. You want to speak to your house. And the other thing that's really important is that you watch what you do within your house. If you're doing things that, like fighting or yelling or doing things, these things can help bring in the negative energies or negative spirits. So you should always be keeping an eye on your attitude and how you treat people, how you respond. You try to keep your house as happy as possible. Now, having a teenage daughter and having 3 other children in America, I can tell you that things don't always stay peaceful. People are people and they grit on each other's nerves at times. And you get a little grouchy and sometimes you say things you shouldn't say. You try not to, but you do. You're human. So then what you've got to do is what we call cleansing the house. You want to get all the negativity out. So the first thing, of course, you got to do to get that going is you've got to try to settle things with the person as quickly as possible. And once things are settled and moods have kind of like calmed down a bit, then you want to do things like sprinkle salt in the corner, play a singing bowl. But you can do easier things like simply singing songs. In the old days, they used to beat pans. But anything that shakes up the negative spirit and brings happiness back again. You could even put on some music and have some beautiful music flowing through your house. So then you want to return that spirit. Now the whole thing about, I'll take you back to sort of the beginning. The whole reason this is important is we want to make friends with all of the spirits, because then that opens the spirits to wanting to help us. So if you want to feel safe and secure in your house, and you want your house spirit to let it be so, that's not going to happen if you're not cleaning it, keeping it in good repair. That's the other thing you've got to do. When you see something start to go wrong, don't sit around and procrastinate and think how miserable it is that you have to fix the whatever. Just go out, get the bits and pieces and fix it. Or if you're not a handy person, that's fine. If if it's one of those things, for me, I'm not a super handy person, and when things go wrong, I tend to look on Google and then do my best to apply what I learn. But sometimes that's even a little bit above what I can figure out how to do. So if you have to, feel free to hire somebody to do it, get the job done properly. But either way, keep up on your house repairs. It's really important. It makes the house feel important. And I know that this all sounds a little weird to some of you. But I did say when we started this that you have to suspend your disbelief a little. Honestly, if you try these things, you'll begin to feel differently in your own house, and you'll begin to feel that happiness build. Now, the important thing is remember I told you that the most important spirit that you've got to make happy and commune with is your own. The house spirit helps with that as well. Because you see, like I said, the house spirit gives you a place of security, a place of quiet, a place of retreat, and it allows you to feed your own spirit while you're in it. So the house spirit is a very important ally. It isn't just a place where you're sheltered, but it's your protection. And it can be a really powerful ally. For those of you who work magic, I can honestly tell you, if you want potent spells and you want to do really good work, keep up your house. Make allies with your spirit. The other thing it helps is later on, if you need to open a portal, it helps protect you as you bring other things into your house to deal with other spirits. And then it will help expel things. You keep the spirit of your house up so much, and you keep it clean and cleansed, negative spirits, destructive spirits, didn't even want to come in. Because you got to understand, spirits hang out with things that are of their vibration. So if you've got this clean, shiny, happy house, what destructive spirit is going to want to get in there? It has no reason to. Now, there may be cases when you'll want to call a destructive spirit into your house because you need to do a magical work of some sort. But you sure want to make sure it doesn't stay there and it doesn't reside there after you're done. You want to be able to open the portal or send it away and have your house be your house again without thinking about this little skulker hanging around. Because as you work with different spirits, like I said, there's various vibrations, and they will hang around where they're comfortable with their vibration. So if you've got a dirty house or a house in disrepair, or you haven't made peace with your own spirit and you're depressed, then you're just giving a destructive spirit exactly the vibration that it likes, and it's going to come in and literally want to hang out with you. Now, believe me, you don't want to hang out with some of these bad boys. It's all right to work with them from time to time, but you don't want them hanging about you, because what's going to happen is it's just like when you hang out with, say, a destructive person. What happens to you? You begin to change. You begin to alter as well. And so it's very important. So there you go. That's just a few things I briefly wanted to share with you about house spirits. Uh, Once again, uh, you need to keep your house clean. You need to keep it in good repair. And if you really want a good ally out of it, give it a name, talk to it. If you don't want to give it a name, then just call it house spirit. Also remember that your house spirit is composed of the number of spirits, the number of rooms that you have. You can talk to each of them too. And I highly believe you should, because you can honestly have, like, say you have 5 rooms to your house. You can have a house spirit that is still depressed, even though you generally work pretty good on it, because you've neglected one room in some way or other. Maybe you've left it dirty. Maybe you don't go in and use it much, which, by the way, is something I didn't bring up. If to make your house spirit happy, make sure that you're using all the rooms. It does you absolutely no good to have a bunch of empty rooms, because empty rooms collect dust, collect dirt, collect destructive, lonely spirits. You don't want a part of your house to feel lonely or disused or abandoned, because the minute it does, then you're risking, things coming in and building up. Now, it's not to say that you can't get those things out. You can cleanse them. But then again, if you neglect or abandon the room, they'll come right back again. So there's this constant thing of cleaning the room, making use of the room, cleansing the room. Call it by name. Give it some compliments. Be thankful. Just say, thank you, living room. Thank you for being this room where me and my family get to come and sit down and enjoy ourselves after a long, hard day. Thank you, kitchen, for being that place where the food is cooked, and that's the nourishment that we get to eat. Having this kind of thankfulness is really important. And it's really important that you show happiness to everything. Actually, if you want to take this a little further, in addition to your house being composed of the number of spirits of the room, then you break that down further. The room is composed of the number of spirits to the objects in it. So don't forget to let's say you're sitting in your living room, and you say, thank you, living room, for being such a beautiful place to sit down. And you might turn around to your sofa and say, thank you, sofa, for allowing me to have a place to sit down. I know this sounds silly to some people, but like I told you, you got to suspend your disbelief a little when you're working with spirits and just try it. And I guarantee you'll feel the difference. If you don't feel the difference, you can send me some feedback and say, this is bunk, and I'm not listening to you anymore. But until then, just try it with me. It's really amazing. You'll see the differences in your life. One thing I noticed is when you're really thanking a room and you're thanking the objects in it, you also want to keep those objects clean. It just comes natural. It's like a natural flow. So you actually find yourself more excited about cleaning the house. It isn't a problem anymore. Why? Because it's like you're helping your friend. You're polishing up your friend. You're polishing up somebody that you expect to have your back. Now, it's not that you're respectful to spirits and you help spirits and all simply because they will help you, but it's just something that's great. It's something that just naturally happens. You treat somebody nice, somebody wants to treat you nice back. You do somebody a favor, and generally, unless they're a really sad person, or they're in despair, or they're stuck in themselves or something, they'll generally want to do you a favor back. It becomes the gift for gift principle. So it's very much that way in working with spirits. You give them a gift, they give you a gift. That's true even like in sacrifices and altar building and all that, but that's not the topic of today. I'll get into that at a later time. So there you go. Important to make friends with your house spirit. And during this pandemic time, you're spending a lot of time in your house. So you're counting on your house to to help you feel comfortable, to help you make it through this rough time. There's no better time to start making friends with the house spirit. That's all I've got today for you, traveler, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. Once again, if you need to start with your spirit and you're encountering some blocks along the way, you're having some problems you need to work through, I can help you through these things with past life regression and age regression, and path working are just some of the tools I use, and EFT. But you can come to my site at paul-thurman.com, and it lists most of my services right now. There's some that I do that aren't listed just yet because I'm kind of at the point of putting various things in, but working on several projects, and so everything hasn't exactly come together. But if you go to paul-thurman.com and you look at the services, you'll see in general the kind of things I do. And then if you have questions, that if I do anything related to those things I have up there, then just drop me a message in the box there and I'll get back to you. Chances are I probably do. I do a lot of magical workings of all sorts, especially when it comes to spirits and cleansings. So that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being with me. And we'll be talking again really soon. Within a couple of days, I'll come back to talk to you about a different kind of spirit that you should ally with. And we're just going to go through a few of these because obviously there's so many spirits out there. There's so much you can ally with that if I had 10 lifetimes, I couldn't tell you all of them. But there are a few that are just foundational, and those are the ones I want to cover. Yourself, your house, two of the biggest foundational spirits that you should be working with and getting along with. You could stop right there in life. If you didn't want to continue your magical work on and really keep driving outward and expanding, you could just concentrate on your spirit and your house spirit. And you would see some amazing, amazing changes in your lifestyle. Okay, that's it. Once again, I am definitely finished now. And thank you for your time. We'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.